Hello students, welcome back. Today in this third video we will continue with the chapter The Fun They Had. So ready with pencil and book? Good. Open page number 7 of your book Beehive. We will start from 6th part. Let's start. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Tommy was looking at Margie with superior eyes because he knew something that Margie was not aware of. He said that Margie was silly because she did not know that many years ago the school was not the kind they had. He added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. Loftily means in a superior way. So Tommy wanted to stress on the time period and said that centuries ago the school were not like the ones they had. Margie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, "Anyway, they had a teacher." Now, what you understand from this paragraph is Margie was hurt at Tommy's behavior, and she said that she did not know what kind of school they had centuries ago. She was curious and imagined a group of children being taught by a human teacher. She looked over Tommy's shoulder, trying to read the book, and said that perhaps they had a teacher. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. Regular here means normal. Like you go to that type of school, of the usual kind. Tommy is referring to a machine teacher as a regular teacher because that is what they are used to. That is the teacher they had, a machine. He said that it wasn't the machine, it was a man, human being, who taught them. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. Now Margie could not believe that a man was a teacher because she had always seen a machine doing that. Tommy tells that the man who taught the class discussed many things with the students, gave them homework, and then asked them different questions based on it, just like their mechanical teacher did. A man isn't smart enough. Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. Margie said that a man teacher is not as smart or intelligent as the machine teacher. Tommy asked Margie not to underestimate the human teacher. He said that he is as knowledgeable as the machine. He compares the machine to his father and says that his father knows as much as his machine teacher. He knows almost as much, I bet ya. Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, "I would not want a strange man in my house to teach me." Here, betcha means bet you, that he was sure of it. And dispute means to disagree with when you are opposing something. Tommy could not bet on it that the human teacher knew as much as a mechanical teacher did. Margie did not want to discuss this further and added that she did not want a strange man, the human teacher, to come to her house to teach her. Tommy screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. And all the kids learned the same thing. Sure, if they were the same age. Tommy found it very funny when Margie said that she did not want a strange man to come to her house to teach her. He said that teachers didn't come to the students' house to teach them. They had a special building, a school, and the students went to the school to study. Margie was astonished and asked that did all the children learn the same thing? Tommy said that all the children of the same age studied the same thing. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. Just the same, they did not do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. Margie refers to a machine teacher. She says that her mother told her that the machine had to be tuned to the level of each boy or a girl who was studying from it. So each child had to be taught separately depending on their level. Tommy replied that in the past they did not do it that way. He got irritated at Margie and said that she need not read the book. I didn't say I didn't like it, Margie said quickly. She wanted to read about those funny schools. They weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called. Margie, school. Margie is interested in the book. She is curious to know what kind of schools were there. Margie was inquisitive. She wanted to know what kind of schools there in were the past, as she felt that they were fun. Margie had read just half of the book when her mother called her, as it was time for her to attend her virtual school. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama. Now, said Mrs. Jones, and it's probably time for Tommy too. Margie said to Tommy, Can I read the book some more with you after school? Margie's school was next room, next to her bedroom. She said to her mother that not yet. She did not want to go to school. Margie's mother said to Tommy that it was time for him to go to school too. Margie was so interested in reading the book that she asked Tommy if she could read the book with him after school. Maybe, he said nonchalantly. Nonchalantly means not showing much interest or enthusiasm. He spoke this carelessly. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book tucked beneath in his arm. Tucked beneath means to put under. Tommy tried to ignore her and said that maybe she could read it. Tommy was feeling very great because Margie was interested in reading the book. He placed the book under his arm and he went off to his room. Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday, because her mother said little girls learned better if they learned at regular hours. Margie reached her school. It was a room next to her bedroom. It was a virtual classroom. There was a machine teacher for Margie. It was on and it was waiting for her to begin teaching her. Margie studied all the days except Saturdays and Sundays at the same time from this mechanical teacher. Margie's mother was very particular. She had told Margie that she would learn better if she would study every day at the same time. The screen was lit up and it said, "Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot." Now Margie sat in front of the machine, similar to a computer, and the machine was turned on. It said that the lesson of the day was in arithmetic, and the topic was addition of proper fractions. Further, it instructed her to insert the homework of the previous day in the slot for inserting the homework. Margie did so with a sigh. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. Now Margie's life is also very mechanical, just like a machine. There is no fun in her classroom. It is very dull and boring, just like a machine. Margie is thinking of the story told to her by her grandfather. Her grandfather told her that his grandfather used to go to school when he was a little boy. As Margie is bored with this machine, she remained reminded of that life. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. This is the life that you all are living at present, but for the future kids, it will be just a memory of the past. For them, it will be history because their life will be very different. They will study from machines. When Margie comes to know that in the past children used to go to school, they sat together, laughed and shouted in the school, she gets curious about it and wants to go to school. Here the writer wants us to realize the importance of schools in our life. Children sometimes get bored and fed up of going to school. But if you don't have a school, you won't get to meet friends. Your life will be very dull and boring. They learned the same things so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it, and the teachers were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen when he added fractions, half and 1/4. Now Margie feels that school is so much fun. Children get together, they study in a fun way, they get the same homework, and they can discuss it, take help, and talk about it also. So all the students become friends and study in a fun way. She found it very strange that the teachers were not machines. They were human beings. As Margie had inserted her homework, the machine started with the lesson. There was no pause, no time for fun, no time for chatting, and no time for interacting with friends. So at last, Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. The author ends the story with the title of the chapter, "The Fun They Had." The fun the students had when they went to real schools. Margie is just thinking about the kids of the past who went to school and enjoyed studies. Thank you. I hope this chapter is clear to all of you. So, in my next video, We will discuss the question answers and back exercises of the chapter. Have a nice day.